Ivan, you spent most of the game in the Wigan half, and if somebody had said that to me before the game, I'd have said, well, it's pretty obvious what the result's going to be. But, you know, there were lots of reasons why it wasn't, but how did you see it? What went wrong?
Yeah, well, I agree with that synopsis of what the game was. I'd say Wigan should be congratulated on their defence. Obviously, they're very desperate and came up with a lot of scramble throughout the night. I thought we were our attack was a little clunky at times. Just not surprising. First game of the season, and quite a few different combinations as well. But in the end, we probably bruised some missed opportunities, and we would expect to probably, take advantage of that field position a little more, and probably more to the point. In 3 trips to our end, they scored 3 tries, and that's something that we don't pride ourselves on. So.
How did you see the last video ref decision right at the very end?
I couldn't even see the screen, so I couldn't tell you.
You needed a magnifying glass, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess that summed up the game. It was, game of inches. Extremely close throughout the 80 minutes. Probably back on the point about them scoring three tries from 3 trips to our end. I think that was just enough for them to keep their noses in front, and that obviously helps you with your, just hanging in there in defence, and probably puts a bit more pressure on us to be able to come up with the points. And probably that, at the end of the game, I thought that showed a bit. We just couldn't quite get it done. So.
Just the last question from me, Ivan. Last year, St Helens came to Australia and played a game against St George before playing you, which obviously sharpened them up at the start of the season. You've come over, you did have a run out against Warrington, didn't you? But I'm not sure how serious that was. Well, obviously it was serious, but it wasn't a full normal game. Do you think if you'd been here for 2 weeks and you'd had a game against somebody in the way that the Saints did last year, those raw edges would have been smoothed out? Yeah,
well, potentially. But, on the balance of preparing ourselves for a long season, this was, the best sort of, option we could come up with based on, when we finished the season, international fixtures, whatnot. We just wanted to get enough preparation that we could. We backed our training. I thought that, honestly, for the first game, I thought the boys were outstanding. And the rust we saw was predictable. But in the end, I think we still could have won the game.
What do you make of the Jake Wardle decision, the decision to award it?
Well, I didn't see the screen on the last one. I didn't see the ball over the line on that one either. So I'll probably leave it at that.
Nathan was talking earlier in the week about the hurt, losing to St Helens. How are the boys, feeling at the moment?
Yeah, they're really disappointed. Yeah. But you know what? I think probably going back to the Saints game, I think we looked back and thought we maybe could have done better there. I would say this game, we prepared well. Obviously, there's some obvious challenges coming over here and doing a lot of stuff differently, but that was never going to be an excuse, and it's certainly not now. But as I said, I thought the way we approached the game, handled the game. In the end, I think they took their chances and we didn't. And, congratulations to Wigan for that.
Speaking of doing stuff differently, the ball steal penalty under international rules, it probably wasn't the right decision.
I don't know. I was kind of laughing about this the other day, where the whole week we were going back and forth within the coaching staff about what rules this, So honestly, I'm not even sure if that's. I know that once upon a time in the NRL, you couldn't drop off a tackle, but I don't know how that's been around for a while. So I honestly don't know. So at the end of the day, the players, they're not going to know what the rule is it's just a reaction. So I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe someone can explain.
Jack Cole's second game ever go, first grade game. How did you think he went in for Jerome?
I thought he went really well. Yeah, I mean, our left edge was probably always going to be targeted, and when we had obviously we had Scotty Sorensen out and Jerome and Taylor May playing his first game for 12 months. So I mean, we went into the game obviously, yeah, that could have been an issue, and as it turned out, the 2 tries in the first half to Wigan were probably the ones we look back on and think next week we'll stop. But I thought, yeah, for a kid making his debut in an occasion like this, thought he was threatening with the ball. I thought, generally speaking, his defence, was good. It'll only help him.
Did you actually think they were going to snatch it at the end? You think they were going to win it?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I felt pretty confident. But then again, like it was hard. It was hard going trying to build momentum tonight. Probably slower play the balls than we're used to. So, but yeah, I was. Yeah, I'm always confident. The boys will never give up, and they always kept throwing punches right to the last play.
I think in that first half you got caught on the last tackle 5 or 6 times inside Wigan's area. Like, how much of that was a deliberate ploy to run on the last, or how much crowd noise was affecting communication?
No, there's a little bit of run and last. I mean, obviously the short in goals, and something we discussed. We also, it's our first game, so we just didn't want to be giving them cheap possession. But as it turned out, we were probably a little conservative and a little clunky on the last play in that first half. But again, I don't think that there's a difference in the game. But if we do that in a few weeks' time, we'll probably be a little more clinical. Yeah.
What's the early diagnosis on Tito's injury coming off there?
He's had a bit of an issue with that. It's a PCL. He's had an issue with that across the pre-season, so I think he's just stirred that up again. So hopefully that's the case.
Maybe not the best question for the losing coach, but what do you think they can do with the fixture? You got any thoughts on making the fixture bigger in future? Or?
I thought it was pretty big tonight. I thought it was outstanding. I thought it was great for the game. I mean, it feels like it's great for the Super League. As I said, like we were happy to come here, and I still stand by that. Like I'd much prefer to come here and lose than not come at all. And I think this is a place for this fixture in England. Yeah.
What's your take on the British games? Obviously, you played Saints last year. Now you come to Wigan, been edged out on both occasions. But what have you made of the quality that you come up against in both matches?
They're obviously better than we are. Yeah, well, very, very good. I mean, the quality of the game tonight for an early season game was outstanding. I mean, there weren't many mistakes, and the ones that were made were basically through pressure. And so I think we've probably always realised that the top teams in Super League, are very good. It's probably the thing the Super League struggles with, probably the depth. Where obviously, the NRL is, it's a little different in that sense. So, but it's only I hope it's only going to help. Tonight's result. We've got to look at the positives, obviously, because we don't get the trophy. But I thought it was a great night for rugby league. Honestly, whether we won or lost.
Does it feel like that gap between the two competitions has closed over the last couple of years? Yeah,
I couldn't answer that. Like I said, I feel like obviously the best teams are, can match it. But yeah, I'm not sure about the rest. So, I mean, one real good thing about the NRL is that you never get an easy game, and that's probably the difference in the competitions. Yeah.
Ivan, it was such a close game that a lot of people on social media at the moment are sort of saying that blaming the referee for your defeat. Do you get the feeling sometimes that this system of the referee gives a decision that then goes to the video referee, and if the video referee can't make a decision himself, he goes with the referee's original decision? Would it be better if the referee just went to the video ref and said, "Look, I have no idea whether it's a try. Can you decide?"
We'll go around in circles. Everyone's got an opinion on that. I'm still not convinced that the videos actually gets it all right anyway, so I'm not even sure why we use it, but I'm an old... It shows how old I am, so... look, it's... Whoever wins, the ref did well, whoever loses, he didn't, so...
You're going for 4 in a row in the NRL this year. I guess you just put this game to the side and just concentrate on the NRL kicking off. Or what does this game sort of impact the rest of the 8 months you've got?
Yeah, well, it's a lesson for what we do from here. We'll review it like every other game. And move on. Obviously, I looked at the game tonight and thought we're very ready to start the season. I thought we looked fit. We looked, the basis of our game was really strong. We didn't have the polish tonight, which again is a couple of reasons. Combinations, sort of first game, but also the Wigan defence was outstanding. There's got to be a winner and a loser, and we just didn't get it tonight.
I don't know, you think it's great having it over here in the UK, but it's part of expansion plans, obviously Vegas and stuff. Do you think the World Club could maybe have scope to go there, be part of something like that?
I'll answer that question after next week when everyone goes to Vegas. I think we're probably on the same as everyone. Just wait and see how it looks.
A lot of talk ahead of the game was about Smith versus Cleary, that sort of battle of the sevens. Do you think that was a battle that played out on the night? Were you impressed by the counterpart?
Thought he certainly handled his kicking game well. Was very consistent in that front. I don't really know. I didn't really notice, but he must have defended okay. So yeah, I think he played well.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks very much.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, Sam.